All right. I am Marwan Cameron, and this is the Conduit. All right. Well, as y'all know, it is Thursday. Y'all need to come up with some kind of theme for Thursdays. Something kind of cool and catchy. Especially if I have a little impromptu, coming on. I think I hear the music in there. Someone was telling me my music wasn't playing. So we're testing out the new system. Everything has been working really well. So I'm super excited about that. Hopefully everybody is having a good day. It is currently 75 degrees in Kitsap County. It is going to be a warm one. You do need to get ready for this weekend because it is going to be ridiculously hot. Talking about 100 degrees. It's supposed to get pretty crazy. Now let's see what the forecast says. Echo, show me the forecast for the week. So I know this Saturday is going to be really warm. I know Sunday is going to be even warmer. Echo, show me the weather for the week. So you do want to make sure that you stay hydrated, stay cool. But there are a lot of good events that are going on. Poverty Management is hosting a pop-up clinic for vaccinations. So again, we are offering free transportation. So if you need transportation, I'll go ahead and put that in the link where that site is. We can go ahead and get you there to do that. And then Sunday is New Horizon Baptist Church, their anniversary. I believe it's 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. So they have been around for a while. So if you would like to come and show your support and help them celebrate, that would be awesome. I'm sure they would absolutely appreciate that. I know I will be there for sure. Echo, what is the weather for the week? So that will be really good. But there's been some really good news that I want to share with you. So tomorrow will be 88. Saturday will be 97. Then we will get into 100 degrees for Sunday and Monday. And then we go into the high 80s, almost hitting 90 degrees Tuesday, Wednesday, and start to cool down on Thursday. So again, please take care of yourself. It is going to be tremendously hot. And it's a lot earlier than usual. So I will tell you, I hate the heat. I like fall. Fall is my favorite season. So, 75, a little bit of a breeze, a little cloudy, nice and bright and sunny, but a little cloud, so it's not beating down on you. For me, that's like perfect weather. So, this is a little too hot for me. I don't like it. I don't want to melt now. I just don't want to do that. But I have had a fantastic week, I have to say. As I was talking about in a Father's Day podcast and challenging men to reach out, right, and meet some new folks, try to see if you can collaborate with people. You have to practice what you preach. And I was talking about my affirmation bowl, which is over there in the corner there. And I was telling you that story about how that was something I would teach about at the college, and was able to share that with one of my folks that needed to see that, hey, these things that you talk about and you say that people can use as tools, you should be using some of these tools, right? Shouldn't always be you should try to minimize, do as I say and not as I do, right? And so being able to show that, no, actually I use these things too, is important and powerful. And so I wanted to share with you how I'm actually doing that. And so yesterday, I had an opportunity to meet with Karen and Deborah. So these are two pillars of the community, and they do quite a bit of work and have been doing a lot of work in the community for a while. And for all of us that do work and have our organizations, and sometimes we do some of the same things, right? We've been in the Zoom meetings together. We've even been in the same room, together, but haven't done anything really intentionally together. And with that, that can, cause folks to not understand, kind of where you're coming from, right? They don't know what your deal is. And you don't know what their deal is. And so when that happens, you can make assumptions and think things are a certain way, or people are just doing things and not being considerate what it is you do or how you do it or why you do it. And so having those conversations is really good. And so we were able to have that conversation. I actually thought, and let me just say, first off, being vaccinated, the one cool thing about that and being able to get together and see people in person, man, it's nice, to not have to have everything be in a Zoom meeting. And so, now I'm going on my third week. So I'm past that 2-week point, and this Saturday will be the third week. So it is good to be back around people and feeling, feeling pretty safe and good. And so that's really exciting. And so we were able to meet in person instead of a Zoom meeting. And I actually thought the meeting was going to maybe last an hour, at best. And we would just talk a little bit, what is it that you do? What is it that you do? And we just kind of share a little bit and kind of go on and kind of go from there. So didn't have a lot of expectations going in. And so, that's always important because you don't want to be, they say don't let your highs be too high and don't let your lows be too low. So, I didn't want to go in with any, preconceived notions on things maybe not going well or, things going just statically well, right? And so it ended up being the second, things ended up going statically well, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. And I think that can be really beneficial. Sometimes you can put your own your ideas, your thoughts, your preconceived notions, what you think about a particular situation or people, or what you think they may be thinking about you. And you can do that to your own detriment, right? You can bring that garbage into a situation, and that can steer how a conversation may go, right? Talk about that, in the classroom. And you hand out an assignment and I say, okay, I need you to write a, 8-page paper, and you hear the groans, 8 pages. Why do I need to do this? It has to have all this in there. I got to do this research, and you can hear the complaining, right? And that catches on, right? So then everyone in there is, starting to groan and moan. And then the opposite is true too. It's like, well, you know what? Normally I give you an 8-page paper and you're used to that, but this time it's only going to be a 2-page paper. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, everyone's so happy. So it can be infectious both ways. And so it's important for you to go in with the right spirit, with the right frame of mind, even if you don't know how they're going to approach it, right? And I was just, sharing with someone the other day, we have all these sayings that we tell our kids, right? It's not how people treat you, it's how you treat people. And so, if you kind of go into things looking at it that way, it's like, well, however they decide to treat you, you're going to just, be yourself and treat them the same way that you would regardless. It's more beneficial that way than not. And so we had our meeting, which I thought was going to be an hour. And I think we met at, I'm thinking here, I'll get the times wrong, so forgive me on that. I think we met at 1. And I don't think I finished until like 4:30, right? So ends up being like a 3.5 hour meeting. Ended up talking about all kinds of good things, finding some different ways to network, which I will tell you about here soon. Um, they came down and took a tour of my building, so that's why you see the picture there, which is awesome. And so they were able to see, where G2 was and actually come in and take a tour, and they were excited to see where we do our work, and that's always appreciated. That folks will take that time, especially after you've met for a time frame that probably went longer than any of us expected. So it's like, hey, I'd love to come, but I'll come next time. I got to get on to my next thing. But everyone's like, no, yeah, let's go on. Let's drive on over there. So, that was awesome. And so, you can see some genuine smiles there. So, really enjoyed, meeting these ladies and having a conversation with them one-on-one. And of that, it's already bearing fruit. So I will be putting out some official ad that Christina Rourke is working on. So shout out to her and, for facilitating the connection. And we're going to have on the Conduit this Tuesday coming up, 6:30 p.m. We are going to have landlords and property managers on the podcast. Talking about rental assistance, what their experience has been. And so I think this is going to be a very powerful podcast. So please, set a reminder and tune in, because you are not going to want to miss this. This will be great. And so far, I think this hasn't even been 24 hours, and I think there's already going to be 6 landlords have already confirmed that they will be in attendance. So this is awesome. And they're going to be in attendance. So we are going to record from the Marvin Williams Center, which is awesome. That is Tuesday, June 29 at 6:30 p.m. Again, you can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, on my personal page, on Gather Together, Grow Together. And then you can also follow us on Twitch. So it will be there for you. Again, if you have any questions that you may want to ask landlords or property managers, go ahead and just contact me and send those out to me. And I will try to make sure that we get those questions asked, because I think it's important. I just want to give them a thank you up front for being willing to come on and have that conversation for all of you. So again, tell your friends and family this Tuesday, June 29th at 6:30 p.m. The Conduit will be on location at the Marvin Williams Center with Karen and Deborah and Christina, and we will have landlords in attendance, and we'll have a conversation with them. So very much looking forward to that. So as I said, just really cool things are going on. I can tell you, I was telling you, I was sitting in the Washington Department of Commerce meeting on, what was that, Tuesday? Oh man, the days, they just seem to blend together and go so fast. And some good work there on working on making, grant proposals and RFPs more equitable, so that smaller organizations and BIPOC organizations can qualify and actually apply for grants and contracts with the county and state. So that's a big deal. So very impactful. So looking forward to continuing to do that work. And some other things I'll save for now, because there's so many different things I want to talk about, but I gotta kind of let them out a little bit at a time, right? Can't just share it all at once. So you gotta just let it out slowly but surely. And one of the other things that I wanted to kind of share was meeting with these fine ladies here. Gave us an opportunity to kind of give our own histories, right? Our own account. Where do we come from? How do we get to the space that we find ourselves in? And, what's interesting about that is, even though I've been here since 97. My father's been here a little bit longer. And, everyone doesn't know everybody, right? And so I was able to share about my dad, and which is really cool because Father's Day just ended. So that's always great when you can reflect on your hero. And like I said, the strongest person that I knew and was able to persevere and show a tremendous amount of resilience and love. And so I was looking for, my father used to be the principal at Arm and Jar. And I was asked, well, what year was that? And I couldn't remember what year that was. And so I Googled it this morning. And what I ended up finding was he was featured in an article for the Kitsap Sun, Unsung Hero. And so this was dated back June 19th of 94. Kind of apropos, right? You got Father's Day. So on the same day. And this article was by Alana Castaneda. Don't know if she's still at the Kitsap Sun, as that was a long time ago. But I'll just read it because it's a really short article here. But it says, adoptive, dad brings a lot of love to his table. Winthrop Cameron of Bremerton has spent most of his life devoting himself to 9 adopted children. Of course, this was back in 94. It got up to 17 by the time he was done. Sun staff. The 9 photos above the couch where Winthrop is sitting make an impressive gallery. The faces smile down from the wall, evoking memories from the last 20 years. And if you remember, I was telling you, and the pictures aren't here. I wish they were. But I was telling you during my Father's Day podcast, during Christmas time, my dad had so much impact on so many people. And so all the kids from the schools, either while he was a teacher or a principal, from the churches that he attended, just everywhere, would give him Christmas cards. And so for the holidays, we would tape those cards to the wall, and you literally couldn't see the wall. So reading this, took me back there again, and I just was reflecting on that on Sunday. So I thought that was really cool. So the faces smile down from the wall, evoking memories from the last 20 years. There are photographs of Cameron's 9 adopted children, lined up from oldest to youngest. The portraits are a testimony to the love Cameron has started in his unique family. All but 3 are grown up now and on their own. Still, it is not every dad who celebrates Father's Day after raising 9 kids without a mom and delights in the chance to welcome more children into his home, which he did. A joyful man he was. Cameron tells his story with a deep voice and a large laugh while a gospel choir recording sings in the background. If you guys have met my father, he does have a very bellowing laugh. The adoption started while Cameron, now a 40-year-old principal at Seattle School and a clergy at the Seattle Church, was in seminary in Rochester, New York. At the time, throughout the country, there were pervasive advertising to get people to adopt children, Cameron remembers. It disturbed him that African-American children were being adopted into white families because there weren't many black families adopting. They were stupid, Cameron says of the families who were adopting at the time. They just don't know how to introduce black children to their culture. Cameron was also inspired to adopt because his mother was a foster child. He read about a bachelor dad who adopted children and figured he could do it too. Marwan, that's me, was the first child he adopted. Marwan was 5 years old at the time and is now 21. Woo, boy, I can't even, man, 21. 16 years ago, Cameron says adoption agencies were suspicious of a single black man wanting to adopt children. And one Seattle agency told him he could only adopt children with Down syndrome. It was so ridiculous because adoption is about choice. I knew what kind of children I could raise and which ones I couldn't, he says now. And although his mother and sister were supportive of his decision, it took a while for his father to warm to the idea. For my father, it was difficult because it wasn't the life he imagined for his son. Now he's come around and he's embraced them, Cameron says. Jaredon, now 21 years old, was the second boy Cameron adopted, and 27-year-old Tony was the third. So Jaredon is the same age as me. He lives in Washington, D.C., and has two beautiful children now and a junior. Tony lives in Silverdale, Washington. Actually, we're the only two Camerons here in Western Washington. Kyle was the fourth to join the Cameron gang, but unlike the others, he was already a young adult when Cameron adopted him at age 16. And if you remember me telling the story, so imagine, you adopting a son who is, between 8 to 10 years your junior, right? That dynamic was so interesting. I thought that was really profound, to be a 16-year-old kid without a family, Cameron says. At first, Kyle ran away, not understanding that Cameron was his dad and he had a family. That first night he slept at our house, I made my usual rounds, tucking the boys in. When I opened Kyle's door, he was suspicious, asking what I wanted, Cameron recalled. But as time went on, and I forgot to tuck him in one night, he came in and asked me why I didn't tuck him in. Cameron adopted 5 more children: Tom, Jamie, Renita, Crispus, and Ryan. Jamie, 16, Renita, 15, both attended Bremerton Junior High, while Ryan, age 14, goes to his dad's school in Seattle. Cameron moved to Bremerton 4 years ago to work at Arminjar Elementary School. Last year, he took a job at the African American Academy in Seattle, a public school, but chose to remain a Bremerton resident. Choosing the children he now calls his own was the hardest part of adoption. I wasn't prepared for it, he says. States have books that look like Sears catalogs. I was talking about that on Sunday. The first child I didn't even pick because I couldn't go through a book like that. But his decision to raise a family on his own is worth it, he says. You're really making a difference in the life of a child. They say you're blessed by children, so I guess I'm very much rich and blessed. So it says nominate your own hero here. It's to have your parents' words, especially when they're not here, is a gift, and it's really powerful. What's also nice is to get their perspective, what was going through their mind back then, right? We're talking, oh man, what is that? Almost 30 years ago now. Wow, that was a while ago. So, these are his words and his thoughts. So I wanted to share that because I actually didn't know about this article, as I wasn't living at home during that time, as I was saying before. I was 21. I was living in Seattle and full of myself. And I didn't reconnect back with my dad for another 3 years from the date of this article. So, again, just a gift. And thinking back to it almost was like what do they have, like the police lineup where you stand there, it's like, who was it? Can you identify the person? And so we had these 8x10 pictures of each of us on the wall. And at one point there were, I don't know, at least like 12 of us on that wall at any one time, which was awesome. I think I remember taking those down when he passed away in DC. So just really good memories. I wanted to share that with you because I was telling the story to Deborah and Karen about my father, and I just didn't know the years that he was at Arminjar, and so that caused me to do this research, and I came across this, and so that was a gift to me. So just made me smile, made me happy. Like I said, I'm having a really good week. As I was saying again on the Father's Day podcast, set your goals and then work toward your goals. And so my challenge to men, and particularly Black men, was to reach out to 5 people. Do not wait for them to reach out to you. Even if you think that's what they should do, there could be a variety of reasons on why they haven't reached out to you, right? Could be they're just too busy. You're not in their orbit for whatever reason. They were well-intentioned to do so and just hadn't gotten around to it yet. There could be some other things that are swirling in the air that have muddled the situation that neither one of you have control about, and it's keeping you away. So people will talk about, oh, well, the devil's doing his thing. So if we're cognizant of it, then, we can combat that, right? And so, reach out. And by doing that, one, you are able to break the ice and start to make connections with the community, right? Make connections with other people, other resources. As someone who runs an organization that helps people, even if I took myself out of it, right, I should be doing that just to try to expand my knowledge base and my resource base for the clients that I work with the people that I help, right? Even if I just took it from that space there. So then it's not about me at all. But more than that, I live in this community. I have a 9-year-old who lives in this community. And I want this community to be a safe place for her to grow. I would like for her to, be a 9-year-old and do all the things that a 9-year-old does. And I'd have to, think about the world and how brutal it is. She's got her whole adult life to have to live through that and consider it. So I do want, the community that we're in to allow her to be a kid, to laugh and have fun. We were at the trampoline at Defy out in Silverdale, and it looks like Ninja Warrior for kids. And so that's what we did for Father's Day, because she is now a 5th grader. So that was her reward. And she had a blast, and just seeing the smile on her face, that's it for me. I'm good. She's just happy and jumping and, flipping and twirling and just having a good time. So as my dad would say, she was in her glory. And if you have a happy child, you definitely have a good thing. So definitely blessed for that. And so I want to continue to work on myself as an individual and my personal and professional growth. I need to be active, as we all do, in that and do some self-reflection and assessment and say, okay, so where are the deficits? What are the things that you want to work on? And for those things that you are working on, how are you progressing, right? How are you doing on those things? Do you need to tweak this? Do you need to work a little bit harder? Are you doing okay there? You got that? You're solid on that piece? So if you are, then okay, then work on something else. So and you have no idea how rewarding it can be. So, like I said, had a really good time spending time with those ladies and talking with them and listening to their story and them listening to mine. And now we are collaborating with that first collaboration coming Tuesday. Actually, I think there's something that's coming Saturday, but that's not one I can talk about right now. But Tuesday will be the first one. Again, that is June 29th, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to the Conduit live to hear from landlords. They will be here talking about the moratorium, which is going to be extended by the governor, Inslee. So, and I don't know how long he extended it. Somebody knows. Type it in the chat. Oh, thank you, Rob. I appreciate you. Hey, Rob, if you're still listening, has Inslee said yet how long this moratorium has been extended? That would be good to know because I don't know that. I will probably come back on later on today because you guys do need to know that information, and I will bring that to you as it comes. And let's see. All right. Christina is working on the flyer for Tuesday's event, and it looks fantastic. She's probably not listening right now, but if I could have 3 days to work on what she's done in, 30 minutes, and it look half as good as that. And not even an eighth. So shout out to Christina. Definitely a powerful asset in the community in regards to bringing folks together and not just connecting folks, but being there and being present. So very impressive person, definitely an asset to the community, as I said before, and instrumental in the change and the partnerships that are being created and helping to facilitate and support that. So I want to give her a special thank you. Rob says, no, he has not heard. The press conference is today. So as soon as we hear where the how long the moratorium will be extended to, I will bring that to you, because again, that is terribly important. And then Rob, what is can you type in the address? What are the names of the apartment that I'm going to be at Saturday? I can never remember the name of that apartment. So we'll wait for him, because that is where the pop-up event is. Of course, I should probably just take my own advice and type it into my search bar here and just go to the Kitsap Public Health website. Cottage Bay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, I tell you what, soon I will have an assistant and things will get a lot easier for me. So again, Cottage Bay is where the pop-up event is on Saturday. If you need transportation, give us a call. We will pick you up and bring you there. And I will actually be on location on that day. Okay, and so Cottage Bay is at 2500 Northeast McWilliams Road. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there for everyone so you can have that information. Go ahead and type that in the chat. And like I said, I'm glad to hear I'm coming through loud and clear. I tell you, it makes a huge difference when you have the right tools. You know, they say you need to have the right tools for the job. And when you do, man, your life gets so much easier. So as you know, we've had some difficulties, technical difficulties from time to time. But since getting this new computer and going to the dark side, it has been working out swimmingly, as they say. What's the background on that? You know, we say things all the time. We have no idea the history of where these phrases have come from. Swimmingly. What does that mean, swimmingly? I don't know what it means. All right. So, as I said, I want to just come on really quick, give you a little quick update as to what was going on. Please put in your calendars Tuesday, June 29 at 6:30 p.m. Okay, tune in to the Conduit. Tune in to the Conduit. I think we said landlords speak. All right. So tune on in. We look forward to seeing you. Obviously, I will probably be on location and broadcast this Saturday from Cottage Bay. I will actually be at the New Horizons Baptist Church anniversary, and I will probably speak on the pulpit for a short time. So you will see me quite a bit this weekend. All right. All right, everyone. Please stay cool, and I will talk to you soon. I'm Marwan Cameron for the Conduit. Again, if you need a ride, give us a call. If you need other services, 360-373-3000. And also, don't forget, transportation is free if you are getting the vaccine or need help with rental assistance. Okay? Don't forget to follow us. And of course, we have AJ Ellington's Summer Prime Basketball Tournament. 1-on-1, 3-on-3 basketball tournament. Please come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are so looking forward to it. And you can register for that tournament at ksptournament.com or call 360-340-3581. Tournament is July 30, July 31, and August 1st. So reserve your date. There will be vendors, food, and all kinds of other goodies and giveaways. Matter of fact, I have to go out and purchase some of the prizes. I'll give you a little hint. Some of them might be flat screen TVs. I'm just saying. What would be the best size? Let me know.